welcome to our Tuesday morning beginner workout. I'm Dave. Today we're going to be doing Mobilize, Stretch, Activate. So as the name implies, we'll be mobilizing, stretching, and activating a muscle group. All we need today is I have a pillow for kneeling for one exercise and a chair. I'm not going to spend too much time on the warm-up. I'm just going to go into my arm swings because a lot of the workout is, again, building in to that activate section of the groups. So you're almost warming up and cooling down as you go along. Really great workout just in terms of low intensity. And then I got a fellow joining me here. We're going to do our hip hinge into our overhead lean. Pulling back on those left fingers, arms overhead, hips to the left, lean to the right. Hips to the right, lean to the left. Oh, that felt pretty good. We're going to go one more time here. Just a little bit of a forward fold. And then I crawl my hands up, pulling back on those right fingers. And we'll go with our lunge and twist. So I'm not doing so much of a lunge as I am a step forward, twist to the same side, step forward, twist to the same side. And if you want to sink a little deeper, you can certainly do that. But we don't need to go anywhere close to a full lunge. And we'll just go into our side lean and step. Again, it's not a full lunge by any means, but just enough to get that trail leg straight, so you're sort of stretching a little bit the groin there. So this is your dynamic stretch. Then we'll just finish with some swimmers. So hinging forward. Just crawling forward. Back. Alright. And again, like I said, it doesn't need to be too much because everything's sort of built in. So our first group, we have 3 exercises. And we'll probably just get right into it without explaining a lot of them. We'll just explain as we go along. Since we'll be on each group for 3 rounds. But the first one I do want to take some time to explain, and that's the reverse lunge step with knee raise. And all we're doing here is we're taking an exaggerated step back. I'm not so much going into that lunge, but I am loading that front leg and then just driving the knee forward. And if you want, you can certainly use something to help you balance. So I take that step back and then raise that knee up. And then on the 15-second mark, we'll switch sides. Same with the half knee, hip flexor stretch, which we've done a few times. And then the step ups, we're also going to do that. And I'll show you what I mean then. But you guys can get into position in 3, 2, and 1. I take that step back, and then I drive that knee up, and I'll actually show you the other leg. If you can see that one a little better off the start. I'll switch sides. I have to remember what side I started with there. And then we use our pillow for our half kneel hip flexor stretch. We're going for 40. So my right knee is down. I'm pushing my hips forward while keeping and we're going to switch sides. This is probably a better side to show you. You can see a nice straight line all the way down, pushing my hips forward to create that stretch in my hips. And then lastly, we have our step ups. And we're going to lead with one leg for the first half and then leave with the second leg, second half. So I'm always stepping with my left. Yeah, just using those arms to help balance, conserve momentum, and now we're leading with just our right leg. This way you don't need to switch every time. And it's a little easier that way, in my opinion. Okay. So gonna let this cat out because he's a bit of a maniac, but we'll start with those reverse lunge knee steps. And again, they can be even less, right? Like they can be, you know, I step, I bring my knee up. It doesn't have to be this crazy load in the front leg, you know, doing a full lunge. We'll switch sides. If you want, if you're a little bit more advanced, you can do that. You can go full lunge right in that knee drive. Get those arms moving. Now it is a little bit more advanced. You can just live here, right? And we're still using the arms. All right. Into our half kneel hip flexor stretch. I'll show you this side first. Again. So again, I'm just pushing my hips forward, creating that nice straight line here. And we can switch sides. Okay. From 320 to 350, we're doing our step ups. We'll lead with our left leg till 335. And really try to use your arms as much as possible. You know, the more parts of your body you're moving, the more efficient you are, but also the more calories you'll be burning switching sides. Because you're making this exercise now a full body exercise and not just some weird Irish step dance where you're not using your arms at all. All right, and then our reverse lunge step with knee raise. Okay, you can use a chair if you want to balance. But yeah, we're trying to use those arms. So as I step back, opposite arm, right? So as we're going to be switching sides in a second here. So as I step back with my left arm comes up, and then as I drive it up, my right arm comes up. Okay. And if, you know, the arms are awkward on that one at first, that's okay. Takes a bit of practice. But the less you think about it, the better. Because it is a very natural movement. We move our arms when we walk as well. And then pushing the hips forward so you feel a stretch right there. We'll switch sides. Oh, and we're done. So, all right, now we're going into our step ups, 520 to 550. Sometimes the stretch feels good, so you just sort of get lost in it. And you can be taking these step ups as fast or as slow as you need to. And it certainly doesn't need to be high on a chair. And if you don't have a chair, I should have mentioned this. We just go into our high knees, right? Try to keep that opposite arm, opposite leg going. But the step up will certainly activate more of those muscles we were stretching. Okay. I didn't use my round timer on that as per usual. That's okay. We move on. Okay, so again, we're just going to go right into this because we will be tight on time today. So you can join me with these things. They're called seal jacks. It's like a jumping jack, right? I start out wide, and then I come, and I clap, and I close. wide, close, wide, close. So really focus on the close of the chest. That's the part we're mobilizing. I just wanted to add a little bit of movement into that. You know, it's close to our arm swing. All right, then our door frame stretches. We've done this a million times now. Just finding that door frame a little lower than shoulder height, twisting to the top so you feel that stretch in your chest and shoulders. We'll be switching sides, transitioning at that like 53 second mark. Okay, we'll transition. Other side. I know this side you can't see me as well, and there's this couch blocking my way, but gotta make do sometimes. All right, and then in 10, we're going to be doing our incline push-ups. Using this couch for. This is our activate. Nice straight line, see? I keep that straight line the whole time. And if for you that means to keep that straight line, you're only going a quarter, that's fine. You know, that's great. But really try to build up to that point where you're keeping a straight line all the way down, all the way up. So we're activating those muscles to their full range of motion. And again, you can be going as fast or as slow as you want here. I'm not really breaking any records for most push-ups in 30 seconds there. Okay, then we go into our seal jacks again. Make sure that's right. Now, if you need to modify these because you're not so keen on the impact, we can just step instead. Right? I've just taken out all the impact. I'm keeping the most important part of the exercise the same, and that's sort of the arm swing at the top. We're going to our door frame. And after that first round with push-ups and the door frame stretch, I certainly feel that those seal jacks, those chest muscles mobilizing. And same thing, we're going to transition up to 53. Again, stretching out this chest. Slides. Yeah, just turn to the top, right? The door frame is preventing, my arm is extended and the door frame is preventing me from turning anymore. And that's where I can feel that 6 out of 10 stretch in my chest and shoulders. All right, and 320 to 350, we'll be doing our incline push-up. Again, you can modify these as much as you want. You can be doing wall push-ups. You could be going from the knees and doing your push-ups from there. You can be doing full push-ups if you're a little bit more of an advanced exerciser. And if you want to make these easier as well, you can always spread your feet out a little wider. If you think of yourself as a triangle, the wider the base of a triangle, the more support it has. Okay, and then last round, our seal jacks. Again, you can slow these down too. You don't need to be going at my pace there. You could be, maybe you want to take out a jump, so you do that. Then you do a jump. Then you do an open and a close. Then you do a jump, right? Plenty of ways to modify besides having to take out the jump entirely. All right, door frame is next. Start on the 40. Seal jacks were actually a little harder than I thought they were going to be. That's good. We'll transition. If you don't have a door frame or you haven't been liking those, you can go with your handcuff stretch instead. And that way, the only time you need to switch sides is you're just grabbing the other wrist. with that shoulder back, chest up, like so. And we're on to our incline push-ups for the last time. All the way till 550. We're doing on time. Halfway through, which is good. You guys are about halfway through this workout in 10 seconds. Okay. Group 3 is our core, so we're actually on the ground the whole time. I'm going to clear out this chair. Well, as that pillow, because I believe I'm done with it. I know I'm going to eat those words. Next group. We'll just get right into it again. So you can start with me in this child's pose position. Pushing our hips back. And then we're going to come forward into that child's, or that cobra pose. Where we're pushing our hips into the ground, chest stays lifted. Hips back, chest into the ground. Hips down, chest to the sky. And we're going to hold this one until the end. T-spine rotation. This is a little bit more complicated. If you have something like, a pillow where you want to put your knee on. So I'm lying in this T. I cross my right over my left. And then I just look towards my right hand. Sometimes having a pillow to elevate you, maybe it's an exercise ball, makes this exercise a lot easier for some people. And we're going to switch sides. It could be that you're just putting your ankle on the ground and you're not getting your knee on the ground at all. Just try and keep that bottom leg straight. So my right leg is straight now, looking towards that left hand. And then we move on to our plank T rotations, which are essentially, I'm in a high plank. I'm going to turn and open up like a T. Turn and open up like a T. If you want, you can do these for modified, where I turn and I open up. I actually find these quite harder from a mobility standpoint when I do the modified, which is great, because oftentimes when we do the modified, it's just, things have gotten a little easier. And you can take your time on those as well. You can do a T rotation every 10 seconds. Child's pose, hips back, draw the hands forward. And we're going hips into the ground, chest to the sky. Just go ahead and move through naturally on your breath cycle, your own natural breath cycle. Done there. Our T-spine rotation. And if you want, you can get that knee up on something. And then, you don't need to do that open book thing I just did there. Just sort of force that out for me. And then I look towards that right side as well. And we switch sides. So whatever leg is crossed over, you're looking towards that side. You feel that stretch all through that T-spine. And probably feels pretty good for a lot of people because you don't rotate at all throughout your day. Okay. So forcing yourself into that is pretty good. Another way you can modify these as well is you can do them from the incline. So I'll go ahead and do. The wider your feet are, whether you're on the ground or on this incline, the easier it is. Just like the push-ups, you're creating a wider base for your triangle. and that creates more support in itself. Okay, last round, I'll show you guys on the ground again. We're on our last round for group 3. Child pose. The cobra. I'll go with the pillow on this side this time, just so you can see what that looks like. So in the T, lift my leg up, cross my left knee over, and then I just look towards my left hand. And I try to keep that left hand on the ground as well. And we're transitioning. And if I don't have the pillow on that side and I can't get my knee down, I just get my ankle down. And I look towards my right hand. And if I want, I can hold on to that left knee a little bit and just try to hold that stretch a little bit more. But we're finishing off with those plank tees. Again, if I widen my feet, that creates a little bit more stability. And you can take your time, right? You can hold the T at the top. You take your time holding the plank position here. Right? You don't need to be constantly moving through unless, that's what you feel like you want, what you need, and what your ability level commands. Okay. All done there. So we're going to go right to group 4. Stop that timer. Okay, for this one, you do need something that you can almost pull on and put your body weight to, and if not, that's okay. I will show you a modification for that as well. But we're going to start with cat to cow. We're just going to get right into it. So for that cat position, I tuck my chin, arch my spine up, and then for cow, I bring my spine to neutral, so I flatten that out, and I bring my chin to neutral height, and then I just move through those on my natural breath cycle, similar to our child's cobra. And for this group, we're focusing more on the back, as you might have guessed from this. All right, so I'm going to show you if you don't have something first. And all you're going to do for that is you're just going to hug yourself, and halfway through, you're going to switch sides. So really try to hug yourself there. If you do have something that you can lean on, you're going to cross your arms like so. Push your hips back and lean on that, and you can really feel, like it doesn't need to be a lot. Like if I really switch sides, if I really sank into this, I'd be pulling the couch. But I'm just pulling enough to get that stretch there. And I'm almost getting a little bit of a child's pose in it as well. All right, then our hinged Ys will just be hinging from the hips, and then arms, thumbs up, lift up in that Y position. Try to keep that nice straight back if you can. And if you ever need a break because your back is a little sore from hinging, you can just stand up nice and tall, and you can just do a Y raise. You know why they call it a Y raise? Because it works. Okay, we'll go down into our cat to cow again, round 2. Here in that home stretch. Following cat into our cow in the field. Almost there. Just breathe. This isn't anything fancy, but it works. And then our upper back cross. And I'll show you if you don't have something again. We're just going to be hugging ourselves. And you can swing to that if you want, but really try to hold that stretch. Having this thing to sort of support your body weight as you push your hips back will really stretch out a lot of the upper back. You have a banister or something, and we'll switch sides. That could support your weight. That could certainly work. And again, you're not really trying to reef on this, right? It's just enough to create that stretch in the upper back and in the lats. Another way you can do these hinge wise, if you don't want to be in that hinge position, but you still want to make it challenging, is you can do it from the prone position. Thumbs are still up. We lift all the way up, all the way down in that Y position, trying to keep the thumbs up the whole time. And this is really a test in shoulder strength and mobility. I'm just trying to see the time now. Looks like a little less than 10. Okay. We'll be going into our cat to cow for the final time. 3, 2, and 1. These are really great to just start the day with, add in the middle of your day, end your day with, because there is a little bit of a challenge, of course, but it's so gradual in how you work to that last exercise. Again, modification, we're getting that big hug. Halfway through, we'll switch sides. I just prefer, I just prefer this stretch so much. This is a little bit low for me. Like, ideally, I'd be using something a little higher. Even a chair, I could sort of get that pull on. Certainly not as much as the couch there, but even I can use this door handle, right? That's a fix. That's not going anywhere. And then we're going to finish with our hinge Ys. So I hinge at the hips. Again, thumbs are up, and I'm just going up into that Y. Using the backs of my shoulders to really drive that lever up and down. And for a lot of these exercises, you can always add weights, if you're going back to them at all. Okay, we're going to sit on the ground for our cool down. We just have a couple minutes here, which is fine because it doesn't take a lot for this workout. We're going to take our left leg, bring it over our right side. Our right arm can push our right knee over as we twist. And I just like to try to get that right hand on the ground as well. And that creates a nice twist in my torso there. Now we'll switch sides. Now my left leg is crossed. I bring my left arm over to my right side. That creates that nice twist. And then from here, we're actually going to stay in this cross-legged position as we just go onto our back nice and gently. Head on the ground. Right hand through the hole, left hand on the outside. Pull the left knee towards the chest. Get a little bit of our glute stretch here. And we'll switch sides. Sit up. Just do our butterfly stretch. We'll finish with this one. So what I'm doing here is my heels are together. I'm trying to bring my heels as close as I can to my groin with a slight lean forward. Feel that stretch on the inside there. That is all I have for you today. I will be back on the schedule for Thursday for HIIT. If you're looking for another beginner workout this week, Justin's on the schedule for 4:30 on Thursday. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you haven't already, sign up for our Get Out Get Active program. It's a really great program that combines physical literacy with sort of the joys of outdoors, including utilizing local produce, finding local produce, finding what's in season to really maximize your summer health. Until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.